JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now onto the news. Driver involved in fatal Manchester crash released after CCTV footage emerges. The driver of a Toyota Hiace involved in a fatal collision, which claimed the life of a boy in Tuesday in Prospect, Manchester, has been released by the police. The driver, who was being questioned up to late Tuesday, was released after CCTV footage showed that the child rode a bicycle from behind a parked truck into the path of the Hiace. Police identified the child on Wednesday as 12-year-old Malik Barnes, a student at both Savannah Primary. However, relatives told journalists on Tuesday that the child was 11. A police report said about 3:20 p.m., the boy was riding a bicycle from the right side of the roadway to the left side and went into the path of the Hiace and was struck from the bicycle. The child was taken to the hospital by the driver of the Hiace, where it was pronounced dead on arrival. Statistics on the police show that 234 fatalities have been recorded on the nation's roads up to 6 a.m. on Wednesday, compared to 233 for the corresponding period last year. Man dies in Newmarket, St. Elizabeth crash. A motorcyclist died as a result of injuries he sustained when he crashed into a parked pickup on the Newmarket main road in northern St. Elizabeth on Tuesday. The deceased has been identified as Marlon Johnson, 58, a resident of Betheltown district in Westmoreland. A police report said that about midday, Johnson was driving a purple missile motorcycle on the Newmarket main road towards Betheltown when he lost control and collided with a Ford Ranger pickup truck. Johnson was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead. MP appeals for calm following gun attack. Member of Parliament for Central Kingston, the Jamaica Labour Party's Donovan Williams, is urging supporters to be calm and show restraint following a shooting incident in the constituency on Tuesday night. While confirming the incident, Member of Parliament Williams stated,
"While I was with my campaign team at the intersection of South Camp Road and Tower Street, a motor car approached and several men exited the vehicle, opened fire at the team. We took evasive action. The men returned to the car and sped off. Thankfully, to the best of my knowledge, no one was injured. However, a vehicle in our convoy was damaged by the gunfire. At this time, I want to appeal to our supporters to remain calm. We will not be intimidated, but I appeal for calm. The police have been informed and are actively investigating the incident."
Fake being alleged accomplice charged in abduction of woman in St. Thomas. A St. Thomas man reportedly posed as a taxi operator and his alleged accomplice have been charged following the abduction, robbery and sexual assault of a woman in St. Thomas on June 20. 23-year-old Wayon Wilson, a labourer of West Albion, Yallas, and the 21-year-old Richard Cummings of Yallas District are charged with aiding and abetting rape, use of a firearm to commit a felony, robbery with aggravation, abduction, possession of a prohibited weapon, and grievous sexual assault. The St. Thomas police say about 7:30 p.m. Cummings, posing as a taxi operator, picked up a female passenger in the parish while en route to Kingston. During the journey, Wilson reportedly entered the vehicle and brandished a gun. The woman was allegedly robbed of her personal belongings and sexually assaulted by both men. She was later released along the roadway in the area. A report was subsequently made to the police, prompting an investigation, which led to the apprehension of Cummings and Wilson. The men were formally charged after an interview was conducted in the presence of their attorneys. Their court date is being finalized. Two charged in connection with ammo seized at Mobay Airport. Two St. Elizabeth residents were charged in relation to an ammunition seizure at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James on Friday. Charged with unauthorized possession of ammunition are 29-year-old Brian Witter, a security guard of Nain District, St. Elizabeth, and 46-year-old Vancia Peart of Pepper District, St. Elizabeth, and the United States of America. Reports from the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division FNID are that on Friday, about 11:30 a.m., Peart was at the airport preparing to board an airline destined for the U.S. when she was subjected to a routine security screening. During the screening process, 7 rounds of ammunition were allegedly found in her luggage. Police say further investigations reportedly implicated Witter, who was later arrested. The accused were not licensed or authorized to have ammunition. Both Peart and Witter were taken into custody and charged on Sunday, August 3. Since the start of the year, 139 rounds of ammunition and 4 guns have been seized at the Sangster International Airport. Be proud, be bold in the black, green and gold, says PM Holness in Independence Day message.
This is the land of my birth. I say this is the land of my birth. I say this is Jamaica, my Jamaica, the land of my birth. My fellow Jamaicans, today we mark 63 years since our beloved country declared our independence to the world, raised our glorious black, green and gold flag for the first time, and declared that this land, our land, would be home to a nation of free people, charting our own destiny with pride and purpose. Our forebears rejected the notion that the affairs of Jamaicans must be dictated by others. They chose instead the harder path, to stand on our own, to chart our own future, and to build a society grounded in our own image and aspirations. In that spirit, the theme of this year's independence celebration, Be Proud, Be Bold, in the black, green and gold, calls us to boldly commemorate our freedom and proudly recommit ourselves to the values that must shape our future. Let us be proud of our progress in macroeconomic stability, record employment, resilient growth, reduction in crime, reduction in poverty, and increased national confidence. But let us also be bold in confronting what still holds us back: indiscipline, social inequities, and low productivity. There is more work to be done to build a Jamaica that lives up to the promise of 1962. At 63 years young, Jamaica is still writing its story. We have come far, but our best chapters lie ahead. Independence is not a gift. It's a responsibility, a daily discipline. The strength of a nation lies not only in the capabilities of its government, but also in its people to work, build, and yes, to sacrifice for the future of their families and communities. The role of government in all of this is to create the conditions where the sacrifice of the people is not in vain. Their efforts are rewarded, and there is hope for a bright and prosperous future. That is why we continue to pursue policies that expand opportunities, promote ownership, and reward productivity. We are building a Jamaica where law-abiding citizens have the freedom to work and play without fear, and the freedom to elevate through education, enterprise, and effort. It is with that responsibility in mind that we have intensified our efforts to restore order to communities long held hostage by criminal gangs. Make no mistake, there can be no prosperity without peace, and no peace without law and order. We must never allow our independence to be undermined by lawlessness. The rule of law must be respected, upheld, and defended without apology. We're also renewing our institutions. The work we are doing to improve the public bureaucracy, for example, is geared towards making the state more efficient, accountable, and citizen-centered. Now, I know every Jamaican values their independence, and that is why we are committed to creating and maintaining the conditions that will protect and expand your independence. It is why we have been committed to eliminating absolute poverty in Jamaica. It is why we have been committed to cutting murders to below the regional average. It is why we are building more homes so that more Jamaicans, even those who might have never even thought that they would be able to afford it, can realize home ownership. It is why we are expanding our transportation system through the JUTC, reaching more parts of Jamaica and creating a dedicated rural school bus system for our children. It is why we are investing in our local road infrastructure through the Spark program and in highways to carry us into the modern future we all want. It is why we are expanding our water infrastructure for your homes and your fields. It is why we are spending more on training our young people and sending them to heart and offering the Solidarity Grant. That is why we gave the reverse tax credit, kept taxes stable, reduced the national debt burden, and controlled inflation so that you can better realize your economic independence. We know progress is not always a measure of how rich you are. Mental and physical well-being is also important. And that is why we are making the largest investments in public health care, for example, in the Cornwall Regional Hospital, the Western Children and Adolescent Hospital, the Spanish Town Hospital, and several other health centers across Jamaica to improve infrastructure, access, service times, and quality care. We know as well that progress is not automatic. It requires the deliberate participation of everyone. The heartbeat and soul of Jamaica is not only in the Parliament or in Jamaica House. It is in every home, every church, business, schools, corners, and communities across the island. We must not become a nation of spectators, wandering through our windows and complaining from our verandas about the challenges of living in our country, while shying away from being active and instrumental contributors to our collective future. Independence means we have the agency, but more so, the duty to choose our path to the future we want and not to leave it up to others to choose for us. This Independence Day, I challenge every Jamaican to choose the Jamaica you want, the future you would like to see. Be active in your contribution to building it and be strong in taking responsibility for your corner of it. Be bold enough to reject criminality in your communities. Be bold enough to start a business, learn a trade, and invest in your future. Be bold enough to reach out and grasp the opportunities before you. And to our young people, be disciplined and diligent in your education and training. Your economy needs your skills and talents now than ever before. To our diaspora, you remain a vital part of our national family. Your advocacy across the globe is invaluable, and your achievements help strengthen our brand in the world. Continue to represent us well, and know that you will always have a place right here, home. As we reflect on 63 years of independence, let us remember, independence is a living responsibility. It must be defended, renewed, and deepened with every generation. Let us recommit ourselves to a culture of excellence, responsibility, and national pride that define the generation that gave us independence. So let us walk forward together with our heads held high, proud of who we are, bold in what we will become, and united in the sacred duty to build a Jamaica that is safe, strong, and sovereign for generations to come. Happy Independence Day, Jamaica. May Almighty God continue to bless and guide us now and forever.
We have the capacity to turn things around, says Golding in his Independence Day message.
My fellow Jamaicans, 63 years ago, our island home, Jamaica, dared to be bold. On August 6, 1962, Jamaica raised its flag for the first time and declared to the world that we would chart our own course and write our own history. Our journey began long before that. For centuries, Jamaica had been shackled by slavery and under colonial domination, stripping our people of their freedom, language, and culture. Yet our people held on to their dignity, their resistance, and their dream of liberation. From the Maroons, who waged guerrilla war against the British forces, to the uprisings led by courageous figures like Taki and Sam Sharp and Paul Bogle, the spirit of freedom and independence burned in our hearts long before it was recognized by law. Jamaica's independence, therefore, was not given. It was earned. It was carved out of struggle, sacrifice, and the unrelenting belief that Jamaicans would one day govern ourselves and define our own destiny. It is this legacy of courage and resilience that we honor with national pride each year on August 6th. Jamaicans are an extraordinary people whose resilience, creativity, and self-belief have left an indelible mark on the world. Ours is the unbreakable spirit of a people determined to build a future on a foundation of freedom, justice, and unity. These foundational values of our nation must be nurtured and supported by progressive policies that uplift our people and strengthen our economy so that we achieve our destiny of greatness. We cannot accept a stagnant economy in which national productivity has fallen by over 20% since 2007, where the annual rate of economic growth trudges along at a mere 1%, where foreign direct investment is today less than 1/3 of where it was in 2016, where the unemployment statistics hide the reality of low-wage jobs while our people struggle to survive the high cost of living, and where the poverty statistics hide the suffering of 55% of our people who are enduring moderate to severe food insecurity. We cannot accept an education system that delivers such poor outcomes for our students, with over 30% leaving primary school without basic literacy and numeracy skills, and less than 20% leaving secondary school with 5 subjects, including English and maths. We cannot accept a health system that is delivering worse rates of infant and maternal deaths in Jamaica than was achieved 30 years ago, and where the daily lived experience of our people in public hospitals is substandard and demeaning. We cannot accept a shoddy, dilapidated road network which has suffered from years without proper maintenance, and an inadequate system of water storage and distribution, leaving so many of our communities without piped water in their homes. We cannot accept an inefficient system of delivery of public services with a bureaucracy which makes doing business in Jamaica so slow, frustrating, and costly, and provides impetus for corrupt practices. We cannot accept the undermining of critical institutions of transparent and accountable governance, such as the Integrity Commission, the Financial Investigations Division, and the Office of the Political Ombudsman. Nor can we accept the alarming creep towards more autocratic tendencies that undermine the foundational principles on which our democracy has been built. We cannot accept a Jamaica which has the highest level of brain drain in the Western Hemisphere as our people seek to move overseas to build their future, because what is happening here at home cannot meet their daily needs and cannot carry them forward to fulfill their dreams. The promise and hope of our independence are in danger of being lost if we fail to move the country forward out of the quagmire of these challenges that make daily life so hard for so many of our people. We have the capacity to turn this around and to overcome our adversities and build a strong economy that delivers opportunities for advancement for all our people. However, to solve these deep and pressing problems will require honest and diligent leadership that is caring and inclusive, and which steadfastly upholds integrity in public life. Jamaica needs leaders who tell the people the truth, rather than empty promises which never see the light of day. Jamaica needs policies and programs that tackle these fundamental weaknesses that are holding our people back, and that will unleash the great potential that we have to achieve a quality of life for all our people, that will create a more balanced and caring society in which all Jamaicans feel valued and have an ownership stake. So as we celebrate the 63rd anniversary of our independence, we are approaching a crossroads in history, an opportunity to embrace a positive and progressive future for the Jamaican people. The time of choice is nigh, and it is a choice which will chart the course of our nation for the years to come. In the spirit of our independence, I pray that our people will honor the struggle of our forefathers that brought us this right of choice. so that when time comes, we exercise our right of democratic choice to ensure a better life for our people and a better Jamaica for all. On this Independence Day, let us move forward with unity, courage, and conviction, building a Jamaica that honors our past, rises to meet the present, and boldly claims our future. Happy Independence Day, Jamaica. May God bless you, and may God bless our beautiful nation.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.